Hello everybody! We are going to start our next unit on polynomials. So we're just going to go ahead and get started because I've got about 10 minutes until kids come back from lunch. So classifying polynomials by terms. There are lots of different ways we can name polynomials. I understand you don't know what a polynomial is yet. Let me go ahead and define that for you. Polynomials is basically just an expression with a bunch of terms. So poly means many, nomials means number. So polynomials is just many numbers. Okay, it's an expression, and yeah, that's really all it is. So when we classify polynomials by terms, we're classifying it by how many terms it has, and depending on how many terms it has a specific name. Okay, so let me go ahead and just show you this. So a monomial is a mathematical sentence, aka expression, but it's only got one term. So some examples are 3a to the fourth, that's all one term. xyz is all one term. 9 is a term, that's a monomial. Binomial is a mathematical sentence containing two terms. So examples would be 4x minus 5, x squared plus 7, two terms. Trinomial has three terms. So an example would be 2x to the third plus 4x minus 11. And a polynomial is just, it's the generalized way of calling what we call all of this stuff, but anything greater than 4, or than, oh dear, 4, oh dear, edit, undo, edit, undo, edit, undo, there we go. Nope, won't let me. More than, not R, not 5, 4. God, why is that so hard? Oh, God, edit, undo. Alright, you guys know it just means 4, please. No, stop! Why is this happening? Guys, this is not okay. I don't like this. Polynomial is one that has more than 4 terms because we just use the generalized name for it, because it doesn't have a specific name, that's all. Pause this if you didn't get a chance to write it all. But other than that, we're going to go ahead on. The degree of a monomial or a polynomial is basically the sum of the exponents in that term. Okay, so I know this is kind of like all over the place, but it's okay. Here's an example. We have the monomial 3x to the fifth y squared. We add up all of the exponents and we get 7. So the degree of that monomial is 7, okay? The degree of a binomial, trinomial, or polynomial is the highest degree of the terms within that sentence. So if all the terms, you do the degree of each term, and then whichever one's the highest one, that's what you're going to use to represent the entire binomial. So here's an example. We have this. So the first term we figured out was the degree of 9. The second term, there's only one exponent, so that's the degree of the second one. So we have two terms, it's 7 and 9. We're going to take the degree for the whole binomial is 9, because that's the highest one. We don't go ahead and combine them. We just say it's the bigger of the two, okay? The degree of the binomial is 9, because that's the highest exponent sum that we get. Okay? Moving on. Classifying polynomials by degree. So, based on the degree of the polynomial, they also have different names. Okay, and we will practice this, don't worry. If it has a 0 degree, it means that it doesn't have a variable, so it's called a constant, and an example would be 7. If it has a degree of 1, it means that the highest exponent sum was 1, so that's a linear polynomial, which looks like x plus 3. It looks like our linear equations. Highest degree is 2, it's a quadratic, that's what it looks like. Highest degree is 3, it's a cubic, looks like this. Highest degree is 4, it's a quartic, and if the highest degree was 5, it's a quintic. Okay? So, let's go ahead and move on. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video, okay? So, standard form of a polynomial is when there is one variable, so only one variable there, Oh no, sorry. When there is one variable, all the terms are ordered by degree. So highest degree in the front and lowest in the back. So an example would be this one. This is in standard form because all the degrees are in order. So if we go through and do the degree of each term, it goes 7, 5, 4, 1, 0. They're in order from greatest to least. The leading coefficient is the coefficient in the front of the binomial. So this one, in the front term, it has a 4. The leading coefficient is 4. Okay? You can only find leading coefficient when it's in standard form. Adding and subtracting polynomials is just combining like terms. So remember that means they have the same variable and the same exponent, and we just add the coefficients. That's all we're doing. So if we have this as an example, 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 plus 4x squared minus 8x minus 9. The only reason the parentheses are there are to separate the polynomials, so you know which one's a polynomial. Like, this is the first polynomial, this is the second. You don't need them because we're adding, so I just dropped them and rewrote it. So now I just go ahead and combine like terms. 3x squared and 4x squared combine to make 7x squared. 4x and negative 8x combine to be negative 4x. Negative 3 and negative 9 combine to be negative 12. And then we always put our answer in standard form, okay? So we're going to go ahead and check it. So the degree of this one is 2. The degree of this one is 1. This is 0 because it's a constant. So it's in standard form already, and that's my final answer. Okay? The next one, I don't think I gave you guys a try on your own. I didn't. Oh well. So the next one, we have negative 9r cubed plus 2r minus 1. So that's our first polynomial. We have a minus sign. And then our next polynomial is negative 5r to the third plus r plus 8. So because we have a minus sign, we have to distribute that into the second polynomial. Okay, so you got to be aware of subtracting. So we go ahead and distribute this negative 1. This is going to make this positive, this can become negative, this will become negative. So this is what it is after I distribute that. Then I just go ahead and combine like terms again. Negative 9r cubed and 5r cubed, it's a positive 5r cubed now, combine to make negative 4r cubed. 2r and negative r combine to make positive r. Negative 1 minus 8 gives me negative 9. I need to make sure my answer is in standard form, so I do the degree of each. This is a 3, 1, and a 0. And they are already in order from greatest to least, so my standard form is this. And that's my final answer. That's really it. I know it's a lot of definitions and a lot of like categorizing, but we will practice it in class, so don't worry. The adding, subtracting is very, very similar to stuff you guys have already done. The only extra thing you have to worry about is that it has higher exponents, so it's not just these two are the same letter. They have to have the same exponent. But if you have any questions, write them down and we can answer them next class. Other than that, that's your homework. Have a good day. Oh, now I gotta stop the recording. Okay, have a good